In my opinion, maybe he didn't think he was going to need to slide and he went in late and it was because it was kind of awkward. It was going to be a tag play. Maybe he just didn't read the situation right.
Todd Father, the Yankees are in the ALCS. Your thoughts on what they were able to accomplish here against a Royals team that obviously didn't have the same talent on paper, but really put together a nice season. And I thought they played a really tough series against the Yanks. I know it didn't go 5, but I thought the Royals showed up pretty well here.
Yeah, I thought they did too. I really did. I mean, if it wasn't for the bullpen for the Yankees, I don't know what could have happened. Let's be honest, just kind of boring if you want the truth. Don't get me wrong. In the postseason, it's not, what you do. It's just not how you win. You just got to win, and I think that's the best part. But they're going to have to pick up the run scoring. They're going to have to pick up maybe more long balls here and there. They're a home run hitting team, and maybe on the flip side, this is a good thing. But 2, 3, 4 runs a game, it's tough. Soto's still being dominant. The pitching has been unbelievable. Garrett Cole, my goodness, what else can you say about the guy? Probably could have gone another inning or two. But yeah, congratulations to them. They're moving on. It doesn't, like I said again, does not matter what it looks like is if you win, but they are definitely going to have to put up some more runs for sure.
I think the Royals pitched him really well. I mean, Judge wasn't hot, and Stanton saved him. Stanton and Gleyber Torres and some of the other guys did a lot of the damage that we expected from Judge and Soto. But Stanton was huge in this series. He's been great in the playoffs his entire career. I think this is a good win for the Yankees. Now, listen, I'm gonna say this: if the Yankees don't at least make the World Series this year because they're fighting the big bad AL Central, there will be riots on the street in the Bronx because the Yankees are. Once they saw their matchup with the Royals, the Tigers, and the Guardians, they're like, we got this. We don't even need to play the games. And there was a little scare put into them early in this Yankees series, but they got big hits when they needed to. They made all the plays defensively, and they pitched really well. Listen, it wasn't the Yankees did not score because they weren't swinging the bat well. They didn't score because I thought the Royals had a great game plan and did everything they could in their power to hold them down. The problem was the Yankees pitching was just better.
It was better. They ended up on the victorious end of this. But I agree with AJ. I thought the Royals did everything that they could from a pitching standpoint. And I thought the Yankees didn't just go into Yankee mode. I said it a little bit last night. They didn't just go into what kind of hurt the Phillies. They decided, hey, you know what? Maybe not decided, but they just got into that rhythm of we'll take our hits to right field. We'll take the ball back up the middle. This is what they're giving us. We're going to hit the ball hard in those directions and look for the balls to go through. If you look at the stats from the series, Gleyber's hitting 200, Soto's hitting 286 with a 746 OPS, and then you go OPSs from Judge 620, 340 from Wells. Jazz is a 521 OPS. So
it's 4 games.
Do well. I know, I understand. But they didn't do well because you're looking at the Dodgers-Padres series, everybody's blasting the ball everywhere. That's not what the Royals ended up giving them. The Yankees took what the Royals gave them, and they got the most out of that series. So whoever they're going to face is going to have to come in and do the same thing. And I don't think those two teams are necessarily have the pitchability, a word I used a lot yesterday, as what the Royals had.
Okay, fair. But also, let's say this. Bobby Witt didn't do anything in this series. He got, 2 hits? No meaningful hits. Pasquantino did absolutely nothing, right? The Pasquatch got a hit late, but he did nothing before that. So Salvador had the 1 home run early, but he didn't do a whole lot. So let's give the Yankees credit, too. They pitched their tails off, and they held these guys down. And they kept the guys off base. They kept Massey off base. They kept the guys off base that could run and cause them a serious threat. So this was just a dominating series for me against a team I think a lot of people thought would give them a little bit of fits, the Royals. So let's tip our caps to the Yankees more than we look down upon them for only winning by a certain amount of runs. Who cares? You won.
Yep, you win, you move on, and we'll see if they're going to play either Cleveland or Detroit. So let's get to the beef here. We had the slide. Michael Garcia was talking a little smack on social media, which obviously I love, a little subtle, but then you have Volpe and Garcia here getting into it. Bench is clear. Jazz and Cole are running their mouth against the Kansas City Royals team that comes out there to defend Michael Garcia. So first on the slide here, Todd Father, do you want to present both sides?
Yeah, I mean, it was a later slide. He tried getting around him. Don't get me wrong. And as you're taught as an infielder, once you catch the ball, you don't want anybody getting anywhere close to the bag. So if you got to use your arms to extend a little bit, you do. I mean, the arm was a little higher than I would have liked from Volpe, but thinking about the whole situation, you're in the postseason. I am not letting you get to that bag. You're allowed to do whatever you want once you get the ball in your hands. And if I got to give you a harder tag than usual, so be it. And then I'll pat you on the back on the way back and say, get off the base. So I thought it was fine. I don't know why it kind of got that way. There was a little chirping going on, but I thought Volpe was outstanding in the whole thing. Just one of those plays, just a little harder than usual. But again, once you catch it, there's no way I'm letting you get to the base. And I'm going to tag you again, pat you on the back. And I respected what Volpe did there, to be honest.
I got no problem with any of this stuff. First of all, listen, he made a good hard slide, right? He kind of chopped down on the thing, whatever. He said he thought that Volpe was blocking the base. The replay showed that he clearly wasn't. I just think this was a good baseball play, and I love what Aaron Boone said after the game. Because if you want to see tough slides, watch Hal McRae and Willie Randolph back in the day when they were real slides and they were going after each other, right? I don't love that, Jazz came in from third base chirping, which he's been doing the whole time. Fine, that's kind of his MO now. But the one thing I didn't like is it just messed up Cole's rhythm. Right? Maybe they were trying to do that. They were trying to send a message, hey, we're not going to back down from the big bad Yankees, and we're going to, send you a message. But it really messed up Cole there for a little bit and got him out of his rhythm and led to the only run the Royals scored.
We get it. Mornings are nuts. No time for breakfast, but you need to get your day started right.
What if a delicious, nutritious meal could be ready in seconds? Support for Foul Territory is brought to you by Huel, the world's #1 complete nutrition brand. With over 400 million meals sold worldwide, Huel is trusted by millions of people looking to fuel their days with convenient, complete nutrition. Try it for yourself with this exclusive FT offer. 15% off with the code FOUL at Huel.com.
We're all about saving time, but we get hangry, like a lot. I recently fell in love with the Huel Ultimate Super Greens Powder, which is a perfect blend of 91 vitamins, minerals, and whole food sourced ingredients. I also love their complete nutrition bars, and those hot and savory pouches are fire too.
FT fam, give it a shot. Get 15% off with the code FOUL at HUEL.com. Unlock a healthier, easier way to eat with Huel. Nutritionally complete meals in minutes so you can focus on what really matters. Let's show the quote from Jazz postgame to keep the momentum going. This is the stuff that keeps it going into next year. Yankees Royals next year gets a little more interesting in the regular season. Jazz on Garcia's slide, quote, I just felt like he tried to go and injure Volpe because he was being a sore loser. He was talking a lot on Instagram and Twitter and stuff. I do the same thing, but I'm not going to go and try and injure somebody if they're winning a game. And I didn't like that. So I told him, we don't do that on this side. And I'm always going to stick up for my guys. What'd you think of the quote, Kratz?
This guy, he makes me laugh. He's not being yes, Michael Garcia was talking on Instagram and Twitter. So it's not the reason for his slide. He wasn't trying to hurt Volpe. In my opinion, maybe he didn't think he was going to need to slide and he went in late and it was because it was kind of awkward. It was going to be a tag play. You're yelling tag in that situation. Other guys are yelling get down. Maybe he just didn't read the situation right. If he was trying to injure somebody, believe me, Jazz. They showed the video plenty of times. George Brett going into third with Greg Nettles. When Greg Nettles kicked him in the face, George said, nothing doing, and he slugged him in the mouth. Like AJ said, the Hal McRae slide, he wasn't, in my opinion, he wasn't trying to hurt somebody, but good for Jazz for giving us a little bit of extra flair.
He's insane sometimes. Hey, do you think, looking at that replay, and I don't mean to drag this on a little bit, that Franco was trying to swat the ball out of his hand there a little bit? Yes or no?
Garcia.
Or Garcia, sorry.
Yeah, I said that. That was it looked like he kind of went a little A-Rod and kind of, I mean, just a little
Yeah.
bit. But that's what you do.
Yeah.
That's your natural instincts. Like he kind of did it, but it wasn't quite as bad as when like the karate chop happened, right? I mean, it was subtle.
I don't know.
I just think right here he doesn't know if he's sliding or not, and then like he doesn't even hold on to the base. He's not even close to holding on to the base.
But what about his right arm? Why does his right arm have to drag when he's catching the
you mean
ball? Is
Volpe?
that natural? Yeah, for Volpe.
I mean, that's more like it. To me, it looked like he was going to tag, and it was kind of like a reaction. Like he wasn't like he didn't go in and like give like a forearm shiver to the face, in my opinion.
So he's protecting the moneymaker, basically. Second-year player. He's got a young baby face. Just wants to make sure.
I think he's protecting second base and not trying to get like swipe. The whole like swim move and around. He was just like he was doing the shortstop's version of one knee down, drop a knee on the guy.
One more explanation needed here. So he does the pat, and I think some people from other parts of the country think he's like patting, like get off my field. Todd Father, he played Jersey high school ball. You played Jersey high school ball. Can you explain how that's pretty customary, where you do like the hard tap, like it's okay, buddy, we're not trying to fight. You know that, like I've seen that, right? Like I've gotten into it.
I get it
in sports in Jersey, and when they do that, it's actually a sign of like I'm not trying to fight. Like let's play good hard ball. That's what I took it as.
Yeah, no, and understood, and that's how I took it too. Some people could take it a different way, like oh he's trying to get on top because the hard pat on the back when he didn't really need to do it. But it's just one more kind of icing on the cake. Like you know what, I got you, but let's move on a little bit. Yeah, no, the example I remember is a guy I was playing Louisville in college when I was at Rutgers, and they were hooting and hollering over there, talking smack, and the one guy was a hit and run, and it was easy. I caught the ball at shortstop, and the guy struck out through it, and he just slowed up, and he never slid. He just stopped for the tag, and I absolutely shoved the you-know-what out of him, and he fell to the ground, and I turned around and walked off, and he was chirping the whole time. The umpire goes to me the next thing, he goes, you did the right thing, you didn't slide, you got to tag him. I said, you know what, that's how you're supposed to do it. So the pat, I thought, signified, I got you, let's move on.
Yeah, exactly. So we do move on, but only because the series is done. But I think there's a little bit of to be continued next year.
Hey, everybody. Be sure to like and subscribe for more content.
We're back here every weekday, all year long, so do not miss an episode.
The videos are coming in all day. Here's another video you might enjoy.
Baseball the way it should be covered.